Hello everyone. I hope you all wrote your pre-final examinations well. In my video, one of the video that is academic standards, weightage and time management. Along with this, I said few important questions. So I think you understood that maximum questions according to the weightage and according to the academic standards they give. But after looking at the question paper wrote by you, I analyzed few things from the question paper. That is, we have total 12 chapters in physical science, and in our pre-final examination question paper part A, that is physical science, if we observe clearly the 12 chapters, 1 to 12 chapters, we have some information that from first chapter they give two questions. From first chapter they give two questions. The two questions, one question is for 8 marks. That is, how can you find the specific heat of lead shots or given solid? One question is there, and one question is there in 2 marks. If you are chilly outside the shower stall, this question is related to condensation process. So from first chapter, two questions, 10 marks. For 10 marks they give. If we consider second chapter, acids, bases and salts chapter, they give two questions. In these three questions, one question is for 1 mark, another question is for 2 marks. Total 3 marks. And here from chapter number 3, they give only one question, and then one question also for 1 mark. Next, fourth chapter, they give two questions, and one is for 8 marks question and another one is for 1 mark. Next, chapter 5, from this chapter 5 they give only one question, that is for 2 marks. And from 6th chapter they give two questions, that is structure of atom. Two questions they give, and in that two, one question is for 8 marks and another question is for 2 marks. So if you have your pre-final examination question paper, so you please check once. So in this way, from 1 to 6 chapters they give this number of questions, and if we add these marks, 10 plus 3, 30, 40, 23, 25, 35. 35 marks is there from 1 to 6th chapters. 1 to 6 lessons, 35 for 35 marks they give. If we consider remaining 7 to 12 chapters, so here also from chapter number 7, that is classification of elements and the periodic table. Classification of elements and the periodic table, from that they give 3 questions. So out of these 12 chapters, this is the only one and only chapter they give 3 questions. 3 questions from chapter number 7, that is classification of elements and the periodic table. And in the 3 question, one question is for 8 marks, and in section 3, 2 4 marks questions they asked from the chapter number 7. So 8 plus 4 plus 4, 16 marks. This is the highest number of marks and highest number of questions they asked from chapter number 7. Next, chapter number 8, chemical bonding chapter. They give only one question, that is for 8 marks question. Chemical bonding question number they give for 8 marks. The question is, explain the formation of sodium chloride and calcium oxide by using the concept of transfer of electrons. That means they are asking to explain about the ionic bond between the NaCl and CaO. Okay, that is from 8th lesson, chemical bonding. Next chapter is 9th chapter, electric current chapter. From that chapter they ask 2 questions. In the 2 questions, one question is for 8 marks and another question is for 1 mark question. That 8 marks question also about Ohm's law. So this is very important. Ohm's law, experiment, and ohmic materials, non-ohmic materials, examples of ohmic materials and non-ohmic materials. Okay, and from chapter 10, also they gave only one question. That one question is for 4 marks question. That is chapter 10, electromagnetism. Explain Faraday's law of induction with the help of an activity. Only one question from electromagnetism chapter. That is for 4 marks they give. Next to 11th chapter. From 11th chapter they give only one question. That one question also is carrying only 1 mark. Next to 12th chapter they give only one question. That is for 1 mark. That is Principles of Metallurgy chapter. Principles of Metallurgy, Carbon and its Compound chapter. One question. Each question is carrying 1 mark. So after analyzing all these questions, numbers and marks, so here if we add the marks, 1 plus 1 2 plus 4 6, 6 plus 9 15, 15 plus 8 23, 23, 29, 39. For 39 marks they give 39 marks from 7 to 12 lessons. Generally, our general science question paper is for 50 marks. 50 marks, right? But if we add 35 plus 39, we get 74. 35 plus 39 is equal to 74. That means 24 is extra. That 24 is nothing but already I told you in my previous video. Fourth section is containing internal choice. That means we have 8 marks questions 3. This 8 marks questions 3 questions is containing 3 internal choice. 8 3 is 24 marks is extra. So the 24 plus 50 74 marks. For this 74 marks questions, this is the weightage they asked from 12 chapters. In this, if we observe clearly, chapter number 3, 5 and 10. Chapter number 3, one question only 1 mark. Chapter number 5, one question only 2 marks. And chapter number 4, 2 questions for 10 marks. I said small mistake. So in these 12 chapters, if we consider, from physics 3 lessons are there and from chemistry 3 lessons are there. From physics, chapter 3, diffraction of light and plane surfaces, only 1 mark and 1 question. Chapter 5, human eye and colorful world, only 1 question, 2 marks. And from chapter 10, only 4 marks. So 1 plus 2 plus 4, total 7 marks. 7. If we consider from chemistry, from chapter 2 they gave only 2 questions, 3 marks, and from chapter 11 1 mark, 1 question, and chapter 12 1 question, 1 mark. And in out of this 12 we have 6 physics chapters and 6 chemistry chapters. Again in that 6 from 3 chapters of chemistry they gave 5 marks, and from 3 chapters of physics they gave 7 marks. 7 plus 5 is equal to 12 marks. 12. For 12 marks they gave. Out of 12 chapters, from 6 chapters they gave only for 12 marks. Only for 12 marks. So here 74. 74 minus 12 is equal to remaining 62 marks, or from 6 chapters. That 6 chapters are nothing but from chapter 1 and from chapter 4 and from chapter 6. Chapter 1, chapter 4, chapter 6, and chapter 7, 8, 9. From chapter 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 they give for 62 marks. So based on this, I analyzed that students don't think that we get maximum questions from these chapters only in public examination. Okay, for example, if we consider chapter number 2, acids, bases and salts, they gave only 2 questions for 3 marks. But in public, there is a chance of getting question in 4 marks session, that is, what is water of crystallization? Explain with an example. Question is there. Next, by taking glucose, alcohol, HCl, sulfuric acid, even though this 4 is containing hydrogen, only HCl and H2SO are considered as acids, and alcohol and glucose is not considered as acids. Explain with the help of an activity. One question is there. One more question is there, that is draw the diagram that shows acids conduct electricity in water. So in this way we have so many important questions in chapter 2. So you may get in public examination. And for example, if we take chapter number 3, only they give one question and for 1 mark. But we have very important questions in chapter 3 also. That is, how can you find experimentally that sin I by sin r is equal to constant, and explain the formation of mirage question. I explained also the formation of mirage question. So in this way we have very important questions from chapter 3 also. Next, if we consider chapter 5, myopia question is there, hypermetropia question is there, explain the formation of rainbow question is there, and power of lens, especially power of lens. One question also not asked about the power of lens definition, power of lens unit, that is diopter, and two formulas. P is equal to 1 by f, P is equal to 100 by f, based on the focal length. When they give focal length on meters and in centimeters, based on this we are selecting the two formulas and we are solving the problems. So in that way we have so many important questions. And in this side from 7 to 12, if we consider chapter number 10, that is a chemical bonding question. In this question very important questions are there, like explain the formation of N2 molecule, explain the formation of O2 molecule, what is hybridization, explain the formation of BeCl2 and BF3 with the help of hybridization concept. And we have valency shell electron pair repulsion theory, valency bond theory. In that way we have so many important questions. And from chapter 11, this chapter 11 is nothing but here also we got only one question, and this one question also they gave for 1 mark. So from 11th chapter, principles of metallurgy, we have so many important questions like approach flotation, magnetic separation, and reverberatory furnace diagrams, and the process, that is approach flotation process with the diagram. And one more question is there, that is lab activity. How can you prove that air and oxygen is important for corrosion? How can you prove? Thermite process, activity series. These kind of questions we have so many. So don't get confusion and don't get fear that from these chapters we didn't got questions. So we have so many important questions, and definitely 99.9% you will get these questions in public examinations. Next, chapter number 12, they give only one question, and that one question also for 1 mark. That question also that is from chapter 12, 1 mark question. What happens when a small piece of sodium is dropped in ethanol? Very simple question they give, but in carbon and its compound chapter we have so many important questions and definitions. Isomerism definition is there, and we have IUPAC nomenclature of carbon compounds is there. This is very important, IUPAC nomenclature of hydrocarbons in this chapter. And what the type of hybridization present in the diamond, graphite, and especially Buckminster fullerenes. These are also called buckyballs or fullerenes. These are widely used in medical field. It is this Buckminster fullerene is used to treat melanoma cancer. It's very important. Bits 1 mark per 2 marks are there in carbon and its compound chapter. Finally, here what I am going to tell you is, out of 12 chapters, more questions and more weightage they give from 6 lessons, and from 6 lessons they give only 12 marks. So based on this, you don't feel that we have to focus only on this chapter 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it is completely wrong. In public examination this becomes reverse, and at the same time you all give same preference to all the chapters. You should do the same thing now also. Already your work is done maximum, that is 99.9%. You should never give up. You should go in that way only. So all the questions just now we discussed, that is remaining important questions definitely will come in examination. And at the same time, when you go to intermediate, these chapters are very important. The students who are going to take MPC and BPC, chemical bonding, principles of metallurgy. In BTech, one chemical branch is there, MME, material and metallurgical engineering. There it is very important. and carbon in its compounds. In intermediate it is there again. So these chapters are very important. And this side also acids, bases and salts, very important. And refraction applied at plane surfaces, it is also very important. And chapter 5, this is also very important, even though it is physics. Here mainly we discussed about myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia questions. These are very useful questions. And the defects of eyes, sometimes they will ask the function of rods and cones. So students are getting confusion. Cones, you consider one word, that is CC. CC, in that CC, first C stands for cones, second C stands for color. That means the function of the cones is identifying colors. And the remaining receptor present in the eye, these are called receptors. In our eye we have receptors. These receptors, two types, cones and rods. Cones identify color, CC. Rods identify intensity of the light. Not only this, maximum focal length of the human eye. Minimum focal length of the human eye 2.27 centimeters, maximum is 2.5 centimeters. Least distance of distinct vision 25 centimeters, distinct angle 60 degrees. These kind of questions we have. One more important definition is there, power of accommodation of lens. The ability of eye lens to adjust focal length is called accommodation of lens. This way, these 6 chapters like chapter 2, 3, that is acids, bases and salts, refraction applied at plane surfaces, human eye and colorful world. This side if we consider means chemical bonding, principles of metallurgy, carbon and its compounds. So till now you are giving same preference to all these 12 chapters. From now on till your public examinations, you should give same preference and you get definitely the questions from all chapters. Okay, so please don't consider that only 6 chapters we have to focus, remaining 6 they give for less marks. No, you have to focus and you should be aware that, and you should focus on all these 12 lessons to focus 50 out of 50. I think everyone understood. Thank you.